Currently in class, and this is the setup. Class is almost done. I started using a commonplace book. So this is kind of my system for taking notes. And this is kind of a combination of notes from class sessions like right now and readings from the textbooks and other like general educational things that I find. I have a separate tab for theology, which I haven't dove into too much yet. I do have some stuff that I've learned in the past just from random like personal research, but I haven't written it down yet. I probably should. We haven't been assigned an actual like theology research just yet. It's more so people are pulling it on their own just for fun. So that tab will be filled out soon, but right now I'm just mostly filling out the education tab that I had made. I don't know if I'm gonna need more pages, but I can make like a more in-depth video on this sometime down in the future if you guys are interested. But that's been my system right now for being a student again, and just in general having like one place to keep all the information, because I also go to youth conferences and like, you know, other retreat stuff, and I learn things from there too that I can apply to school. So it made sense for me to just have like a catch-all place, and that's where the commonplace book method kind of fell into my lap. All right, I should probably pay attention to class now. I thought it'd be fun to do a little get ready in the app session together. I've got my makeup case here, so that's where all the light's coming from. My windows are open and everything. I filmed like my whole birthday weekend only to realize that the audio never recorded, so I went ahead and deleted the footage. In retrospect, I probably could have kept it, but I think I was just too disappointed that I didn't even bother anymore. Right now we're getting ready because I'm gonna go grab dinner with KK and Angela because we are doing sort of a late celebration for Angela. She turned 28 on the 19th. Today's the 30th. So it's a little bit of a late celebration. We rescheduled twice because I don't even remember what happened the first night, but the last weekend I ended up getting like a little sick. I still don't know if I got a cold or a flu. Don't think it was the flu because I never got a fever, but I definitely, as you can probably tell, my voice has just been like really shot. I think my RAD was acting up again because I've just been having a lot of coughing fits. And so I think that's partially why my voice is gone, which is kind of concerning because I have to sing again Friday and Sunday. So I'm hoping my voice will recover before then. It was fine yesterday and now it's like dead again, so I think I just need to be like on a strictly tea every day kind of routine for a little bit until my voice gets better. I realized the last time I've done a video has probably been like more than a year, because there's been like a lot that I probably need to like at least catch up people who follow this channel along just to update. So I no longer work. Well, I went into the job knowing that it was going to be temporary, but it ended up being a longer assignment than I initially expected. So I'd been there for like more than a little bit over a year, and then just like naturally just kind of faded out. So it's been kind of interesting, like going from like a 9 to 5 routine every day into like all of this free time that I suddenly have in my hands. Not really what I'm used to anymore. I kind of liked having that like routine, you know, something that I had to look forward to, or just things that kept me busy throughout the day, because I feel like having a lot of free time is really hard for me, just because I end up just like, it's easier to bed rot when I have so much free time, and I feel like I'm wasting time instead of like being productive, if that makes any sense at all. But I'm not like completely devastated by it, just because I probably have talked about it a few times, but I've been like kind of discerning going back to grad school for like basically since I started my parish job as the youth music minister. I was really thinking about going back to school, and I'm just really stubborn. So I think I discerned for like a whole year, and ultimately I think what finally happened was, you know, losing that job was like, okay, well I don't have any other game plan now. I think ultimately this has to be the plan. And just like so much fruit kind of was born from that. Once I kind of like decided I'm just gonna try for it now, everything just really fell into place, and I really think that was it was absolutely God's doing, because to this day I think about like, I don't know how he made it all happen. Like I was supposed to start in January, I somehow got fast-tracked, I was able to get a scholarship, and I was able to get like a tuition discount, and so just things just really fell into place pretty like perfectly, which yeah, I give all credit to the Lord for making that all happen. It's really amazing to think about. And then I just like feel so grateful. I just feel like I'm in a really good season of walking in alignment with where God wants me, which is a really sweet spot to be in. I don't know if I felt that way since like my reversion year, which was like 5 years ago. And so it's been a really nice season. I obviously like, I'm still human and there's things that happen. So we had our first residency, which is kind of like a conference that we do with like workshops and like we do like mock sessions and stuff, but it's like a whole weekend. So I just got back from that a few weeks ago. It was like the second week of October. So I had this whole like residency high. You know how like when you go to a retreat, there's like something called retreat high? I had residency high. But granted, my residency felt like a retreat too, because it is a Catholic school. It's a Catholic Christian school, so there's a lot of theology involved. And we got to end every day with mass after everything we were done with. And so it was just a really nice experience. I feel like we bonded really well as classmates. You know, I have like professors that I really look up to and feel really inspired by. My classmates too, actually. Some of them are just coming back to school just because they want to. Like, their moms and their dads, and some of them have like a whole career in the army. And it's just really fascinating to hear like how God like really calls everybody. These people came from like different backgrounds. Like a lot of people didn't study psychology and are now in counseling just because, yeah, they felt that call. And so it's really fascinating to be around and really inspiring as well. I have kept in contact with a few people. Now I have to wait a whole year before I can see them again in person, unless some of us like plan some type of like get together. But where was I with that whole story? But yeah, I would say like there was like a total of like 8 different moments of where God was really just like making it really obvious, or putting someone in my path to really get me to reconsider like, why am I not in school? Why am I delaying? And one of, I think the most prominent one I like to share is that when I first started this discernment journey when I started at my work parish. So I play music for the youth mass every Sunday, and over a few months I realized that there was this parishioner in the congregation that looked really familiar to me, and I realized it was my professor, but I wasn't entirely sure because I think at that point it had already been like 3 years since I'd been out of school, and he's been a professor for so long. You know, I don't think he would entirely remember all of his students, but I finally got the courage to ask one of our deacons one day about him because I noticed that they were talking. Lo and behold, it was him. And so when I finally got the courage to not only ask about him and clarify that it was him, but actually to go speak to him, he greeted me by my first name and just remembered me. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he offered to be my academic advisor. And so that was really a big indicator, and I feel like a sign from God telling me to like, why aren't you doing this? Yeah, it's been so fun. Being back in the school is definitely an adjustment when you haven't been like in school in 5 years or more. When I was younger, I never thought I'd be going for a master's, but like it's kind of inevitable with being a psych major unless you find like something that you really just love to do. And so this is my dream career, and so to know that I'm on the path to it is kind of, I don't even know if I have the words to describe it. I don't even know if I can describe how residency was, other than like, I mean, I wrote a whole Instagram post about it. I'll put it up here. It was just really beautiful, and I'm so glad that I picked the school that I'm at. This is actually my first choice school too, so it's kind of crazy how it all came together. The other schools I was looking at, I wouldn't have started until literally next August, so I'd be waiting, like I'd have a whole other gap year doing nothing. So I'm just really grateful that it all worked out and that I took a chance, and despite my anxiety and insecurity and doubt and imposter syndrome, blah blah blah, I'm glad I took a chance and listened to God and just went for it, and just really just like fully leaned on trust in him, because I was so scared throughout the whole process, but it worked out. And I remember in the moment when I found out I got into grad school was actually getting my brows done, which is really funny. So now me and that girl are like forever bonded. Coming back from residency, I think I had like a whole like residency high is what I've been calling it. And then I felt this like, or I had a conversation with my boss about something regarding the music at mass, and I just felt this like overwhelming spiraling of like self-doubt and negativity. I think I came to realize that it felt more like an attack from the enemy against like my identity. I think that was the biggest takeaway I got from residency, was like a lot of the issues that clients will come into the room for, it all comes down to identity. It's you know, our human nature is that we forget our own belovedness, and that in itself can create wounds. And so that was, you know, that's something that was festering in my mind when I was kind of feeling this attack. It got to the point where I started thinking things like, I don't know if I want to do music anymore. If it's not for this, I don't see the point in doing music at all. If I can't do it at church, then I don't want to play at all. And then it got to the point of like, if I can't do music, how am I ever going to be a good, how am I even going to be a counselor? Like, am I even capable of doing my dream job? So it just was a lot, you know, like I said, attack on my identity. Because I realized like, if I don't do music, I'm like, I feel like I don't know who I am anymore. It got really bad. Thankfully, I had the guts and the courage to ask, you know, friends for prayer, and even like ask some of the ministry team members for prayer, which for some reason was hard for me at first, because I feel like I've really like separated myself from like secondary community a lot these past few months. And so asking for prayer from my male friends was kind of new to me in a sense, I guess. I don't know, but it was actually like the best thing I could have done. And so like one of my friends offered to play with us again, and then he surprised me with another friend this past Sunday, and I just had so much like joy playing with these friends of mine that I like completely forgot everything I was really sad about. And so I'm just hoping that continues, that just like that joy continues, and that they can keep serving, because I feel like it not only benefits me, but it benefits the rest of the choir and it benefits the congregation. Everyone really loved how we did music this past Sunday. So the other thing is obviously like I'm in a new place. This is my new bedroom. My parents decided to downsize just because it was, I don't know, just a lot of different reasons that I don't even really feel like getting into. But it's kind of nice because I have my own, like, I have a bigger bedroom now than I did before. Decent closet space. I have my own bathroom. Like, my bathroom is inside of my bedroom instead of like separated, so I don't really have to share. And I essentially have like the whole first floor to myself, which is nice. It's kind of like I have like my own suite in a sense, or at least like that's what I tell myself and what my parents will say. Yeah, I still do live at home with my parents, and honestly I think it really doesn't bother me anymore because I have friends who are older than me that still live at home with their parents. And also, in this economy, if you have a good relationship with your parents, there is no reason to be like moving out. If you can save money in that way, do it as long as you can. And actually, I think that's what my oldest cousin even told me. She's like, hang on to it as much as you can, because once you move out, it's, you know, it's your bills. And I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. I'm gonna stick with it. And especially because right now I'm only focused on school full time. Yeah. Not that I'm like opposed to working, but I just haven't really like found anything that I like want to spend my time doing part-time that wouldn't intrude with being in school and taking away my attention from school. Because I don't want anything that would like be so difficult to the point that I'd be carrying work home with me. I want to have a good, you know, compartmentalization if I can help it. But I feel like for the most part that would be other jobs that I'm probably overqualified for. So it might not really make sense for me to work in those areas right now. But I do have connections, and I have friends that know I'm looking for work. So if they find anything that they think I'd be a good fit for, they will let me know. But like I said, I'm not really worried about it right now. Sorry, this like yap session's like a little all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm just like, it's been so long since I talked and like vlogged directly to my camera that I kind of forgot how to do it. We did start confirmation classes again, so I'm teaching again. I haven't done that since like my reversion year. And back then I was like so scared to do it. This time it's I mean, I'm still a little scared. Public speaking is not my forte, but it doesn't scare me as much as it used to. And it's crazy too. Like the last retreat, I even like volunteered to do the talk for the women's session, and everyone knows that I hate public speaking. Singing's different. Singing, I don't even have to think about it. I just kind of feel it and pray through it. With like public speaking, it's hard. So doing this is, I guess, kind of trained me a little bit. Before that, I never would have like wanted to do that. And so I was really surprised at myself for even volunteering to do it. The talk was on like holy friendships. Essentially at the end of it, I really wanted them to get in the mindset of like looking at Jesus as their friend and the saints as their friends, especially like Mama Mary and Saint Joseph, but especially with Jesus. And so I did this whole like imaginative prayer exercise kind of inspired by like Saint Ignatius, and then I had them close their eyes throughout the thing, and then at the end of it I surprised them with like a song as if Jesus was singing to them, and I got the girls crying. So, which is kind of my goal. I wanted to like touch them and touch onto like the femininity and like again the identity of like that belovedness, like that broken piece that I think a lot of people experience, whether or not they're male or female, but I know it's especially something with women. And I was just really proud of how it came out. But it's kind of funny because I wrote the whole like imaginative prayer that morning because I don't know, but it worked out, and I'm so glad it did. And people were even asking me like for the script because they wanted to try to implement it themselves someday. And these are people who have given talks before I have ever done it. So it just really worked out. So yeah, so I mean, I gave my first talk back in like, when was that? April? I think. And so we have classes that we just started last week. I had to teach sessions on my own because my co-teacher was out of town. My coworker affirmed me and was like, I just wanted to affirm you. Literally said that word for word. He was like, yeah, when we first like started working together, you said you would never want to teach, and now here you are and you're teaching class by yourself. I was like, oh, you know, yeah, you're right. I did say that, and thank you. That means a lot. But yeah, so thankfully she's going to be back this next week, so we will be teaching together, and I think it'll be fun because we like vibe off each other so well that I think that'll really be beneficial to the teens to witness that. Also, just like I feel like having Zini's my friend who is also the co-teacher for our class. I think that having that will also just be like a good model to the teens of like what a holy friendship, true holy friendships look like, which I don't know if all of them are exposed to. So it might be nice to just show them that. And we're in class until May when they have confirmation. I have year 2 students, so they're gonna get confirmed in May. And then we'll have retreat right before they get confirmed. Retreat's always like my favorite thing to look forward to. So it's kind of a busy schedule I've got despite like not working. It does give me time to focus on like the volunteer stuff that I really love doing. I've always had a servant heart, and that's other people's words, not mine. But yeah, it's nice to like have the time and be able to dedicate to that, but also like have time for school and learn about stuff that I actually really enjoy learning about. Like even my philosophy class, philosophy is harder for me to study, but it's really more of a theology class than it is philosophy, and so that makes it easier and more digestible for me, but also just more enjoyable in general. Now that I have more free time, I also have more free time to do YouTube stuff, so throw out ideas for me, because right now all I have in mind are like monthly vlogs, because sometimes my weeks are just kind of not much, you know, going on, so I don't know if there's much to vlog in those times, but want to throw out ideas for me. That would be very helpful, and then I can, you know, add it to my filming to-do list in a sense. But I'm gonna stop yapping now because I feel like that was all the updates I really needed to give. All right, sorry, this is like the best place I could find to do an outfit check because my room is still messy from moving boxes that I still need to sort through. I've had this outfit planned for like a few weeks now because like I said, we've rescheduled tonight like a few times, so it might be a little overkill, but I'm just excited to dress up for fall now. So this is a jacket from H&M. It's like a teddy material. Top is also from H&M. It's this boat neck, like quarter sleeve top. Jeans are from my mom. They actually come with like a tie, but I didn't really, it kept like untying and I just didn't want to deal with it, so I took it off. But these are Levi's. And then my boots are Madden Girl that I got from Walmart, I think like last year. And then the final makeup look, if you want to take a look. I tried to put burgundy mascara on, but it was not a waterproof material or waterproof formula. I forgot that my lashes are so stubbornly straight that they don't curl. They don't stay curled if I use anything that's not waterproof. Although I've heard good things about tubing mascara, just haven't tried it yet. Also, yes, I have bangs. I got bangs for my birthday this year. I also have this nose piercing that I got as a reward to myself when I got into grad school. So I've had the nose piercing since beginning of August. I mentioned all this because some people are like, you mean you haven't always had it? I'm like, no, I just got it. Same thing with the bangs. People are like, it really suits you. I thought you always had it. And I'm like, no, just trying new things out, so. Okay. Camera eats first. Thank you.
No problem. And there's that for you guys. Do we need any?
Oh, thank you. She knows the vibes. No, we already celebrated mine.
I didn't get to. Oh, yeah, I did.
Happy birthday. Are we singing?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Angela. Julia Brea. Happy birthday to you. Are you gonna make a wish? It is Ray?
I don't know.
It sounds like her. It sounds like someone. This is just video, just so you know. It's not a picture.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like taller than usual today too. So my heels.
Sounds like Kelly's one.
Oh, maybe it's her. Yeah.
Oh, you have tickets.
I went with you up to the place you grew up. We spent a week in the cold, just long enough to alternate with you. Any longer it would have got old.
I don't think it has like brakes or
anything.
That's crazy.
Nothing's changed, LA's alright. I'm sleeping in my bed again, getting in my head, and then walk around the reservoir.
Made it to the next destination, Norms.
You really have caramel macchiato.
I don't think I should have coffee right now.
You know, coffee does something good. Like, sure. I know, you said.
Alright, ladies, are we ready? Go ahead.
I need to believe that I can make or get a milkshake that's half vanilla, half chocolate.
You can, but we only use one ice cream, so it's the same thing. It's just the sauce that makes the chocolate.
Oh, okay. Can I get a chocolate cake, but not as much as chocolate stone?
We said I was gonna risk it, right? The dairy?
Yeah.
Alright. Can you make it Neapolitan for me?
Same thing. It's just the sauce.
Yeah, so just makes all three? Yes. Okay.
I'll just get the chocolate.
Okay.
The chocolate chip.
I know, you're so simple.
Understand why it feels like I did. How soon is now in an age?
What you do in your late 20s, you come to a diner to get milkshakes at the end of a birthday celebration.
Around in the back of a van. You said that song will creep you out until you're dead. But you must have been looking for me. Sending some love.